Good morning. Good morning. Listen, it's June 4th, 2023. It's a beautiful morning. Ladies, step to the side real quick. Let me talk to all you guys out there always complaining. Everybody always complaining. All these men complaining in America. Oh, I can't deal with American women. Oh, I got to go overseas and get one of them because they know how to act. Oh, you think they ain't gaming? You think them overseas women ain't capping? No disrespect to overseas women. But think about this to yourself. Men, the one that keep talking about, I got to leave America to find a woman. Oh, my God. Let me tell you, clown, something. Let me tell you something. It's 167 million women in America. You mean to tell me that you got to leave America to find a woman? You don't think you the problem, Slick? You don't think you the problem? Think about that. For every 98 men is 100 women. Think about the ratio, but think about this. It's 167 million women in America. And you keep talking about, oh, I got to go somewhere else. Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really didn't want to have to make this video. But this video needs to be said. This video needs to be made because I need to make the video for me, right? The short clip that precedes this particular video comes from VIOLATE. He is a motivational speaker, podcaster out of Philadelphia. He is the co-host of $1 Million Worth of Game, co-hosted with his cousin, Gilly the Kid, which is also a rapper out of Philadelphia. A lot of this information is going to tie in, so rock with me if you don't know who he is. Okay, but the video, if you hear him, he basically says 167 million women in the United States, and you men have to travel to other countries to get women. I love Wallow. I do. I want y'all to understand, I love watching his videos. I love his motivational clips. I love them. This is why this video is so goddamn hard, okay? But work with me. I love this man. Love him. I love his content. I love what he has to say. I think he's spot on with a lot of things. But this one right here is one thing where I feel I'm gonna have to say some things, okay? So, a lot of you may not be aware of VIOLATE267's history, but my man is a two-time convicted felon, right? I think he got 2 strikes. I watched a lot of his videos. This is what he said in his videos. So unless he lied to me, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong because I heard him say it himself. He's got 2 strikes, right? 3rd strike, he going back in. Last time he got out, he said, I ain't going back. I got a lot to live for. And right now, he's doing extremely well with his life, right? He's doing great with his life. The $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, I think they signed a $100 million contract with Barstool. So my man's got the monies, right? He's good. He's set. He's set up. He believes in the grind, believes in the hustle, believes in hard work. That's why I rock with him so hard. But I want to focus on the fact that my brother is a 2-time convicted felon, AKA this man got 2 strikes. I don't think my man can travel, even if he wanted to. This is where I feel that energy is coming from when he says 167 million women in the United States, and you can't get one, you might be the problem. Now, we're going to focus on that part in a minute, right? Let me get to that part later, because again, there's something I got to say about that one, because I do believe in fairness, right? But I do not believe my brother can travel. I don't believe that felons can get passports. I don't believe that felons can actually travel outside of the United States. Now, again, I could be wrong, right? Maybe there's some stipulations that do allow him to travel. I'm not sure if he travels. I believe that anybody who makes statements like that, oh, I gotta go across the country to find women and shit like that, to an extent, again, there is some validity to what he says, which is why I feel like I don't want to go in too hard, because I do agree to a certain extent what he's saying. But I do believe that if he did have the opportunity to deal and date with, interact with, or be around of women abroad, he would probably understand where the passport brethren is coming from. Again, here's the truth about me. I did not travel to the other side of the world for women, right? I did not travel to the other side of the world for women. I traveled for education. I had an opportunity to study abroad, and guess what? My father gave it to me, and I took it up. Yes, as a result, did I find a young lady while I was over there? Abso-fucking-lutely. So when he says it, you know the saying that only hit dogs holler, right? Or only when you're offended is only when you have to respond. I'm not in that boat, right? That doesn't apply to me, what he was saying. But to an extent, you can go, oh, it does apply to you, but it doesn't, right? Because my reason to go overseas had nothing to do with women in the first place. It was education and an opportunity to study abroad. Women just came as a result of that. It was like a benefits package, right? But he says it to the point where he's like, oh, y'all can't find women in the United States, it might be a problem with your ass. And that's where I have to say I do to an extent agree with what he said. Because it don't matter if you go overseas or not. If you got a shitty ass attitude, if you ain't right in yourself, if you ain't got your shit together, you can still have the exact same problems dealing with women overseas. That is 1000% true. You can still have the exact same issues and problems overseas that you have in the United States if you keep that same energy when you go overseas. It's just the truth. But I do believe that if he's focusing on specifically saying that there's 167 million women in the United States and you can't find one that fits with you or rocks with you, sometimes I don't believe that's the case. Sometimes I do believe that guys do actually want to see what it's like to date women from other cultures and backgrounds and things like that. Now, what some people will say is, oh, well, you can find women from the Philippines in the United States. You can find women from Colombia in the United States, or women from Brazil in the United States. If that's your, if that's what tickles your pickle, or that's what tickles your fancy, dating foreign women, you can find foreign women in the United States as well. But likely the majority of them are already Americanized, so it'll be no different than dating an American woman. And again, like I said, there are some beautiful young ladies in the United States. Don't get it twisted. There are some very quality young ladies in the United States. So when he says it's 167 million, and for every 98 men, there's 100 women, so we do have a greater majority of an opportunity, or a plethora of opportunities, if you would say it in that regard. Your options are plentiful. I do not disagree with that, but also you got to take into account that a lot of these women are dating women now. A lot of them don't want to rock with dudes. I mean, it's a whole thing, right? It's kind of like a consistent breakdown in the United States. Unfortunately, it feels like there's a consistent breakdown. Women want to date women, men want to date men, and then the men that do want to date women come with all of these requirements, and then as a result, there's requirements that you want, that you want the guy to have, but you don't have them in yourselves. He even made a video about that.
I want transparency. I want this in a relationship. I want a person that's winning. I want this. I want this. You got to be what you're looking for. Is you that? Is you transparent? Is you loyal? Is you committed? Is you going to be consistent? Is you going to be loving? Is you going to be trustworthy? All the stuff you keep looking for, you got this long list. How many things on the list are you, huh? Ask yourself that. Is you going to be able to come through? Is you going to be able to deal with the rough moments? Think about that. And when you come right to this relationship, is you bringing transparency? Is you being true about all the things you got going on outside of this relationship that you stepping into that I ain't going to have to worry about later on? Because you coming to me like, oh, I want this, I want that. But is you that? Is you that? Is you what you asking for? Is you built for all the requirements that you have? Is you the requirements? Ask yourself that. Are you who you looking for? If you ain't, stop looking for it. Oh, no. Oh, now you stuck, huh? Wow. You stuck now, huh? Are you who you looking for? And it's just like that.
I mean, it goes on and on and on. But it's crazy because I love this brother. But I do not believe that he can travel. So as a result of him not being able to travel, he might be able to travel. I don't know. But because he can't travel, he doesn't see what we see, I think. Honestly, I don't think he's able to see what we see. What value we find in some of these young ladies abroad. Again, I'm not saying that women in the United States don't have value. I'm not saying that. Because there's some that do. Unfortunately, it used to be that the greater majority of the young ladies that we see on social media don't represent all women, and that's true, but I feel like right now they represent the majority of the young ladies and the mindset of the young ladies in the United States, okay? When I say on the opposite end, if you go abroad, that mindset, that you can call it a feministic, you can call it a let me get my words right, modern energy. There are fewer young ladies that hold that same energy in foreign countries. That's the best way for me to put it. So in the United States, there's probably more often those women hold that energy than there are that don't. And in the Philippines or in places abroad, there are far less women that hold that modern energy as opposed to the traditional energy, if you want to call it that, in foreign countries, right? I say Philippines because that's what I know. But going back to my man's statement, he's not completely 100,000% wrong, because if you come with fucked up energy, it's just not going to work for you. But also on the flip side, I don't think my man sees what we see because he can't see what we see because he can't travel. I don't believe he can travel. Like I said, unless I'm wrong, unless the brother can leave the United States, I mean, I don't think he understands why guys truly do travel. And if it is for women, if he had a chance to experience those women overseas, he probably would soften his approach. Maybe not, because, you know, everybody gonna hold that energy, right? But for me, I just believe that the brother just can't travel, so he can't see what we see. But anyways, I said I love the brother, and until this day I die, I love him. I love his content. He's hell of a motivator for me, right? I'm not gonna hold you, which is why I said this video was hard for me to make, but I had to get it off my chest, right? If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave it down in the comment section below. If you have any videos that you want me to react to or anything that you've seen, Doc, let me hear what your opinion is on it. I would gladly try to get a video in for you. My email is mike@thepiguide@gmail.com. I'll leave that in the comments section or the description area below so that you guys can reach out to me if you choose to, right? Spend my time, effort, and energy, man. Doc gotta go and get to getting. Man, y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed. Doc is out.